and welcome back to another video. So today I'm back here for another mansion build, and today we're going to go ahead and create this Craftsman mansion. So if you'd like to go ahead and download this for yourself, it is up on the gallery now. My origin ID is Real Thomas TV1, and there should be a link in the description down to the download link. I've been quite good in remembering the last couple of weeks to include that in the description, so you can go ahead there and check it. If not, then like I said, my origin ID is Real Thomas TV1, because I mean, you know, even though I've been good in remembering it, it is going to be the chance I'm going to forget it at some point soon. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and put a card on screen now with some information about this build. So it came in at 540,320 simoleons. It has 7 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, and I built on the 64 by 64 lot in Brindleton Bay. And it took me 2 hours to build this, which is not a long time at all, to be honest. Sometimes I even surprise myself with how fast I do these. Like, you know, I'll kind of get all the footage into my editing software and look back and I'm like, wait, I need to have another look through my recording folder because this seems like even too short for me. Anyway, so like I said, it is 540,000 simoleons, which is, you know, a little bit on the pricier side. But remember, this is a 64 by 64 lot, and, you know, it has 7 bedrooms and 7 bathrooms. So I suppose, you know, you're going to be expecting a pretty pricey sort of range for these type of mansion builds, and you know, it's going to be for a big family anyway, so your Sims may have, you know, kind of developed their funds, I suppose, over the years. And yeah, so this home is kind of just like a family suburban style one. I am trying to do some more different things with my mansion builds because, you know, I do like to do suburban builds all the time, but after like a little while I've found myself doing quite similar things for the suburban theme. So I thought, you know what, I really want to do things that I want to do, which is suburban homes, but I'm going to have to try and find other ways to switch it up so they don't look, you know, that similar. And this one was kind of just something that I based off sort of a kind of an exterior floor plan. I've mentioned this a few times, but I don't normally follow floor plans anymore because I kind of just have developed my own style. I know what I like to do. I don't really feel any need to have to look at exterior floor plans and stuff, but sometimes it is a good idea. So I feel like some people feel like they have to follow it, you know, like completely correct. But remember, there's nobody going to be testing you to see how well you can, you know, follow them. And I have actually been getting a lot of questions about how can I improve my building skills and stuff. That's one way you can start, is by looking at floor plans, but don't feel like you have to follow it completely correct, because, you know, you can do your own thing. Nobody's going to be testing you on it. So that's a good way to do it, just to kind of, you know, help with improving and stuff. But I used to do it in the past. I don't really feel a need to do it anymore. But my point in my story is, I'm kind of going on for a long time here, is that I just kind of want to have a little look at some exterior floor plans for mansions to kind of get some sort of like starting point, because sometimes I just need like a little push, I suppose, to kind of get the first, you know, room down or something, and then I'm kind of good from there and I can just stop going on and on. But yeah, so this home, like I said, 7 bedrooms, and I actually built this a few days ago. It was the 10th, no it wasn't, it was the 5th of October that I built this on. So what date was that? That was like last Friday, and this is going up tomorrow on the 14th, I think. I'm recording this voiceover on the 13th, and actually everybody is home right now, which is not something that is kind of ideal for me when I'm doing my voiceovers. If you watch my, well, I mean, I pretty much say this in every single one of my videos, but I do try to leave the voiceovers until at least everybody's at the house. Everybody at the minute is downstairs, which, you know, it's sort of okay. I don't really have a long time though, so, you know, I don't know, this, like, the actual video portion is 16 minutes, so I think I'll have enough time to get it done before somebody comes upstairs. Anyway, so it's just I feel like when people are listening in, it kind of just puts me off a little bit. So when I do voiceovers like this, you may hear me kind of just be a little bit more quieter, I guess, than what I normally do them. What I try to do is just leave it until everybody's out of the house, and that's great because I don't have to feel held back. I mean, I don't really have to begin with, but it's just, you know, I don't know why. Anyway, so you can see here that we're just doing a little kind of side garage area, I guess you could say. I do this a lot, and like a side driveway, sorry. I do that, well, I say a lot. I've done it quite a few times, not really recently actually. I've done it a few times in my mansion builds in the past, but not really any time recently, so I thought it'd be a nice idea to go ahead and try that again, as it's something a little bit different, and kind of just switches up the shape, I suppose. And also as well, I don't know if you can notice, but I don't know, like, if you agree with me on this, but doesn't the grass here in Brindleton Bay look so green? It's like, I was so confused when I loaded up my game to start building this, and I was like, when did this happen? Like, it's like I'm in this particular type of weather here, it's like a heat wave or something going on, changing the lighting, but I'm in free build mode, so that doesn't happen. And then I thought maybe something went wrong with my reshade settings, so I had to go through all my reshade settings to see if I'd changed the vibrance or saturation or something, but everything kind of looked normal, so I don't know if it was just like, never really noticed it or maybe paid that much attention, but I'm sure I wasn't that vibrant before. But I mean, I suppose it doesn't look bad, it's just a different thing that I observed, so let me know if you can see that as well, or if it's maybe a glitch or something, because I know there's a few lighting glitches, I suppose to say, going on in the game at the minute, like with the Oakenstead lot in Willow Creek, which is the 50x51, not the park, the other one, and that one I've built a few times for mansion builds, and that one has always kind of got a really weird sort of green dull tint to it. It's really odd. Anyway, so I also totally forgot to mention that this is one of my Sunday mansion builds. If you don't know, I should have probably mentioned this way at the start, but every Sunday and Friday on my channel we do 64x64 mansion builds, sometimes 50x50s, and I've always done, well, I say always, for the last probably, oh god, I don't know how long. I was actually looking the other day because I wanted to make sort of like a 1 year anniversary special for me do these mansion builds, because you may remember a speed build I did a long time ago called Willow Hill Mansion or something. It was actually on that 50x50 I was just talking about. When I actually did that build, I didn't really intend to actually start a weekly mansion build series. I just really wanted to build a mansion, so I did that, and then I kind of just started doing it more and more and more. So I thought, you know what, let's make like a little series out of this. It isn't really, you know, it's not like an LP series or something, it's just random builds put together on a particular day, but it's turned into something that has kind of shaped my channel, and I never expected that at all, because, you know, back then I was kind of, you know, just struggling like normal with my channel, not really sure what to do, kind of did speed builds here and there, which will gradually, you know, kind of get more popular, but then all of a sudden a couple of months ago, I don't really know how, but the mansion builds just started taking off. Now, I know I'm saying taking off, and I'm only getting like, at the minute, around 400 views per video, which sounds, it's, to me, that's so much. Like, I've never really had that sort of average views per video, like maybe once in a while, but like the last couple of weeks, nearly every single video has been getting at least that, which is crazy. So that's kind of, you know, something to do with mansion builds, because it always seem to be the most popular ones, so I'm really happy to continue them, and like I said, the Friday ones as well is something that I've recently introduced in the last couple of weeks, so you also see one on Fridays. Now, it is an additional one at the end of the day, so if there's a particular week where I've got other things going on and I may stress to get a full mansion build done, even though they don't take it, there is still other things that goes into it, you know, if that happens, I'm not going to stress about it too much, but I've always managed to get the Sunday ones up, maybe, you know, bar 1 or 2 weeks, but you know, if I miss one, I'm not going to stress about it. I'll still get another speed build up on that Friday or whatever, but I'm hoping I'm not going to miss any. So we're just working on the landscaping here, as you can see. And back to that mansion build story, so I was talking about Willow Hill Mansion. I totally went off track there for a second. But what I was doing, I was looking back through my videos the other day to find when I did the first mansion build, because I wasn't sure, because I didn't, you know, initially intend to do a series for it. And it was that one, and it was actually in August. It was like the 12th of August or the 20-something of August. So I was so annoyed because I was going to do something really special for like a 1 year anniversary of doing mansion builds every week, and I don't really know what I would do, to be honest. If you have any suggestions, let me know. Maybe we'll do one next year, but you know, I was actually thinking of maybe doing like 7 days of 64x64s. That might be a good idea, as something kind of, you know, to celebrate it, I suppose. I don't really know. Let me know if you have any ideas about that. So as you can see, we're now working on the interior, we've done kind of all the landscaping and things. Have we done all the outdoor furnishing? For some reason I feel like I haven't done it. I probably have. I was kind of just rambling on there about mansions, so I kind of wasn't really paying attention to the playback screen. As you can see here, I was trying to do something a little bit interesting, something, you know, maybe for once a little bit creative with my builds, and try to do that little kind of planter thing in the middle of the island. Now, the reason I was going to do that is because when you do islands that are a little bit more wider, I guess you could say like this, and have a kind of bigger gap in the middle, you can't really fill them in, really. You have to kind of overlap islands together to put it in, but it has a really kind of, like, oh god, I can't speak. Depending on how you move the camera, it can look a little bit odd. So I wanted to kind of do something a little bit different, so I didn't have to do that, but it didn't really work out, so I suppose it doesn't really look that bad. Anyway, so this kitchen I actually really like. There's nothing really that, you know, I guess, special about it. It just kind of turned out really well from what I was planning to do, so I'm happy about that. And this room right here is the dining room, and I believe from the screenshots, if I can remember, there is actually kind of like a little sort of like piano in that, where that little glass, yeah, as you can see right now, a glass roof there with the piano underneath it. And I actually really like this particular room, because it's kind of like, you know, more of a family setting to it, but it can also be perfect for more formal occasions. So say if your Sims are having a dinner party, then it kind of works well with that too, because of the piano. But I feel like the dining table still has more of like a sort of like a country family suburban feel to it too. Maybe because of the chairs I use, kind of gives me that impression. And then this room right here that we're about to start working on is the living room, and I totally forgot to cut out this saving screen here. And normally what I do is that I stop recording before I do these saving screens. Can't speak. Or sometimes I'll just, you know, like save it and then end the clip, so I know exactly where it is in the clip to cut it out. And I totally forgot to do that for some reason, so sorry about that. At least it wasn't that long. Sometimes they are really long to save, but it's so frustrating. But a really helpful tip about that, actually, I mean, it's for like I've noticed it personally, I don't know if it's going to be the same for everybody, but if I want to, like, you know, save like just go into the options and click save, if I did that on a 64x64, it is going to take a little bit longer. So what's a really helpful tip I've noticed is that if I go into just the map view, you can just press F1 on your keyboard and it just takes you to like the general manage worlds. If you then go ahead and go there, then press save, the save is just like, it takes a couple of seconds. So that's maybe, you know, a helpful tip if you have a problem like me with long loading screens and stuff, then maybe that's a solution for it. So we're just working on this living room area. As you can see, it is a pretty big living room, and I mean, well, it's a 64x64 after all, so I suppose, you know, we're going to be expecting that. But it is, you know, sometimes I struggle a little bit when it comes to the floor plans of these bigger homes, and I kind of sometimes get like the proportions wrong, and I always end up having like a big space in the middle of the lot, like inside, like on the interior, like in the middle, doesn't really know what to do with it. That sometimes happens, so that's why in the last couple of weeks I've been well, I say last couple of weeks, for the last couple of months I would say actually, I've been making the actual house portion of the mansion smaller and incorporating more on the exterior, just so it's a little bit easier for the floor planning. And you know, it's still a mansion build after all, even if I do that. But for today I decided to kind of make it a little bit bigger. So sometimes I do have problems with that, and it's funny because they're kind of, you know, the thing with having this problem with kind of mansion build floor plans, it kind of translates as well to when I'm doing smaller builds, and I always end up making the rooms in my small, oh God, I can't speak today, in my smaller builds way too big. It's really weird, I don't know how I kind of do that. Anyway, so we're just working on this tree here too. And I'm trying to think if there's anything interesting to talk about other than the build here. Not really, to be honest. Well, actually today I kind of did a bit of bacon, not like the meat. Is in like the activity, I suppose. So I actually made these kind of like caramel apple cheesecake bars. Well, first of all, for the background, I've loved bacon for years. I kind of went off it for a little while, and I'm starting to get back into it now, but I was kind of like, I would say like 2 years ago, I used to bake like every week, like maybe 2 times a week, and I don't really know why I kind of stopped doing it, probably because I started doing mansion builds instead, and that kind of takes up all my time, but I don't know why really, but and I started back into it, and you know, I kind of a lot of equipment that I've kind of, you know, kind of collated over the years, I suppose, and you know, it's not really like that often that I feel like a 16-year-old be asking for a KitchenAid for their Christmas present, but yeah, that kind of just goes to show how much I absolutely love bacon, and you know, I don't really know why I've kind of stopped doing it, but I even started like a food blog sort of thing for it a few years ago, but that was kind of before I started getting into Sims videos, and then this kind of taken over, and I kind of stopped doing that. So yeah, that's kind of a little bit of a background about my bacon kind of experience. I could go and talk a little bit more about it, I suppose, but we're kind of nearing the end of this video, so maybe in the next sort of video, if you're interested in hearing more about the kind of bacon stuff that I've done. I don't really know how to word that, to be honest, but you know, I get a lot of questions about people asking to talk about other things than just the build and stuff, which I try to do, but like I say, there's literally nothing interesting going on, so it's kind of hard to do that sometimes, but you know, maybe we'll do that next week. And yeah, so like, yeah, I was sure we hadn't done the exterior furnishing there, so as you just saw, I went back and did the porches there and stuff like that, and like a hot tub and such. Also had like a really nice little, I don't really know what you would call it. It was sort of like an outdoor gazebo sort of thing, but I just kind of used the sort of like low fence from base game to kind of make the roof and then put plants on top. I've done that a few times. I do it a lot with porches. It's actually a really good idea to do that with porches if you have like a really awkward shape and it's kind of going to be hard to do the roofing for it. Just do the fence and kind of put holes in it and then just put some low-lying palm plants over it, and that really works well. So that's what I did there, and I actually put a few like lights there too, so it looks really nice at the night time too. And yeah, so we're just working on the bedrooms now, as you can see, and this one I would probably say is the master bedroom. I say probably because I kind of have a problem where all my builds and the bedrooms in my builds kind of turn out to be the same size, especially in the mansion builds, so it's always really hard to pinpoint what's going to be the master bedroom. But if I really had to pick one, I would probably say that the one that we just worked on, again the purple themed one, and it kind of had a diagonal bed. I thought it was kind of a nice idea because there was the space for it. That room was, you know, kind of going on the extreme side of being way too big, but I decided to do that because it was kind of like a nice space filler, and it kind of seemed a little bit more grand to me as well. And I haven't really done that in a while for my bedrooms and stuff, so I thought it'd be nice to do that. I am getting a lot of lag on screen right now, so I'm really sorry if you see that. I don't really know why that happens, but it always seems to be towards the end of the video that happens, so if you're seeing a lot of lag on screen now, then I'm really sorry. Sometimes I might see it now, then once the video renders it's fine, or the other way around, I don't really know. But if it is, then hopefully, I mean, it's not. Anyway, so we're nearly at the end of the video here. I'm going to go ahead and leave you with the screenshots. Make sure to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't, and go ahead and download this from the gallery. My origin ID is Real Thomas TV1, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!